From one race at Talladega to another one, MMS Money Racing comes to you live on the Raging Idiot Racing Network for the second straight night. And what is a bit of a quiet racetrack at the moment. Not many drivers in this one, about 13. I mean, some could show up at the end here, but we'll see. "53 seconds, one car is on track. I believe that's the 45 of Sean Corbett, heartbreaker in the Dega Pros race. Will not be able to post a lap with 30 seconds left here, so qualifying will be immediately up. This will be the last race of the night, I believe. Corbett will come back in. Qualifying up next in about 3 seconds. One notable, most of the drivers who ran Dega Pros are here tonight. Joshua McCullough, one of them. Michael Wingo, Sean Corbett. Nick Sipple, John Ward, just to name a few. Here you look at 74, Brian Hennings. So in 9 minutes to post one lap. Still time for some drivers to come on in, as pretty much, well, nobody's really rolled out to qualify yet. So while we wait, get an aerial view here while we wait for somebody to start rolling that onto the track. If the first race tonight was any indication to what's to come, it's going to be just as good. It's going to be just as good as what the Dega Pros race was. 7/1000 of a second determined the winner. And I am surprised that nobody's really rolled out on track right now. Of course, they don't need to. Definitely do not need to wait till the last minute neither to go out and start qualifying. But right now, Brian Henning, the only one right now that's loaded into the session. Not loaded into the session, but sitting on pit road. Jeff Merritt just joined on, but again, he's one of them waiting. Right now, Jeff Merritt will be the first one to post a lap, potentially. 7 minutes to go, the only one attempting to post a lap at the moment. course, it's a short field tonight, too. Only about maybe 12 or 13 drivers right now. But really, I mean, anywhere you go, pretty much if you go now, I mean, it really, to some drivers, it don't mean a difference where you qualify, but you'll see with the bigger events, it'll be qualifying will matter just a little bit. But if you're Jeff starting out front, hey, it'll work out for you. Jeff Murray had one of the strong cars last night to kick off 4th of July weekend. Looking to try to avenge that loss. Had a strong car, just was not in the cards for him, and at the line, Jeff Merritt will set the tone for qualifying. Survey says the time to beat 54.325. That is the time to beat at the moment. Chris Blatcher now rolling out. And good God, what a beautiful car. That's an awesome car. I like the blue and the white that goes with it. This is even though it says the 9 on the car, the iRacing, it is the 12 of Chris Blanchard. Going to look to try to knock off Jeff Merrick's 54.325. Couple more drivers spawning up in the pits. Potentially ones to go by. Probably Rachel, one of them. Michael Wingo. Before Cameron Craighead. On just now exiting the pit, so is Michael Wingo to 25. We're going to focus right on Chris Blatcher for the moment, the second driver to take a crack at Jeff Merrick's time of 54.325. Right now, 27.2. So he's within the range on the first half of the track to match or potentially be better than Jeff Merrick's time. Off of turn 4. Blatcher to cut the apron, something Merrick did not do. This should help him out quite a bit at the line. Chris Blatcher isn't enough for the pole. It is not. 54.448. Okay. Before Cameron forfeited his first time before he could take it. So that means the second driver to try to knock off, or the second driver trying to knock off Jeff Merrick's will be the 25 of Michael Wingo. 27.3 for the first half of the track. The Merrick's 27.2. So Wingo's got just a little bit of work to do. Really leaving a little bit of track open on the yellow line. At the line, Michael Wingo. Does he knock off Jeff Merrick? Survey says he does not. 54.551. I believe the next driver to take a crack at it would be Jarrett Small. $27.2. First half, so Jarrett's in the ballpark here. So is Brian Henning. Jarrett Small at the line. Second quickest. Brian Henning to complete his. He'll slide in second, just does miss it. And totals the car. Cameron Craighead. And another beautiful car. In the grass, though. That's not what he wanted. Not what he wanted, and unfortunately, the lap will not count. So with 55 seconds, last driver to really post a lap, Sean Corbett, and at the line, Corbett slides in third. .24 seconds left. Buster McCollum, I believe this is to start his first lap, so, and it is, so. Oh no, Buster barely does get a lap in at a 54.528, sixth quickest, and with that, qualifying is concluded. I'm seeing some of these drivers' numbers load. One second here, folks. I'm not understanding why some of the numbers are not loading up, but we'll see if I can't sort that out here in a moment. But Jeff Murrick on pole, Brian Henning starting second, Sean Corbett third, Jarrett Smalls fourth, Michael Wingo in sixth, 64 Joey will roll off eighth, John Ward ninth, Nick Sipple in 10th, Joshua McCullough, Quentin Steinbach, that's the fast 12. Ken McCullough, Cameron Craighead, and Bobby Rochelle will round out the field. And Daniel Falkenham just joined late, so 16 drivers on hand tonight. Okay, so SDK got stuff together. See if we can't pull up somebody for an interview. Unfortunately, Pole Center not available for an interview at the moment. Let the paint reload for a second on some of these drivers. Sean Corbett looking for redemption for not just last night, but tonight after leading the most laps. in the Talladega Pro Series. Unfortunately, was not able to get the job done, being involved in a wreck that sent us into overtime in that race. Corbett rolling off third. Just had a great run last night, and it fell short there after getting involved in a wreck. '64 Joey looking to go 2 in a row. Got Joshua Kenneth McCullough in the house tonight. Of course, and then there's Daniel Falkenham. Looking to go 2 in a row here in the MMS series. But he'll have to do it front and back after not being able to post a qualifying time. $50 laps. 50 laps on deck tonight. Pace cars in. Jeff Murray, Brian Hennings will be bringing her down. 2 Chevrolets on the front row. The second race of the night. We are rolling from Talladega. Side by side coming off of turn 2. Neither lane really getting a clear advantage. Right now, Jeff Murray, a little bit of a lead over Corbett now for the moment. Not quite clear. Here comes Sean Corbett and Chris Blanchard on the inside with Michael Wingo, John Ward, and Joshua McCullough. Of course, leading tonight is going to be critical. Track temperature is 135 degrees. The track is slick. Going to be interesting to see how that plays into the night at the line. Murray so far lean out tri-oval through the restart zone. Jeff Murray will lead the first laps tonight. Eventually, you can see the 60 doing a great job working the lane control, trying to control both lanes. A little bit of jostling on back. They get it back straight. Down the back straightaway to 74. Brian Hennings now trying to get up there. Getting a push from the 30 with Jarrett Small. See Murray now jump back up to the outside lane, leaving Corbett the bottom. Worked great the first lap doing this strategy at the line. He is still going to be cleared. Jeff Murray will lead. And then immediately right down to the bottom. And he is, again, only 50 laps, so not a little bit longer than what we saw in the first race tonight. A little bit more time to think about it, a little bit more time to lay back, hang around. You see Nick Sipple back there ran second last night. Right now, bottom lane really seems to have the advantage for the moment. Side by side for second right now. Murray leading. Here comes the 74 of Henning at the line, still giving it Merritt. Right now, nobody's really wanting to try to make a move. Nobody's really wanting to try to make anything egregious. Only 3 laps into this thing, working lap 4. Well, as I say that, they're going 3 wide back there. Mid-pack, McCullough and Buster Malcolm. Try to make some happen that third line. Simple loose back there. Joey down on the apron. Keep it straight. Great save by both drivers. 3 wide for about 7th. See Murray now. One of the One of the best forms of lane control that there is. He's not allowing nobody to get a massive run. Well, he ain't going to be able to block this third lane. Here comes Buster, and here comes Joshua McCullough. John Ward trying to pick a lane where he wants to go in. That yellow and blue 92 jumps up into the third lane with Nick Sipple, and now to 74 and the 30. Probably going to be slipping back here. As what a run that third lane's getting. Tends to be sometimes one of the more harder lanes to try to make a run at. Because you're going the longer distance around the racetrack. As you see now, it kind of dissipates as Merritt comes up to cover the middle lane. Five laps down, and Jeff Murray's led all 5 to start with. Got a strong car. That Chevrolet got a lot under the hood. Here comes Hennings back with another run with Small and Buster. Ward jumps into that third lane. Nobody goes with him at the moment. The two of Rachel. Right now you see Hennings out in front for the moment. Murray was not able to get up there and cover that top lane. Getting a push by Corbett, a great push by Corbett. Somebody who's trying to get back to victory lane sooner rather than later. As you see the third lane form up again with Sipple and Buster. Nobody goes with them at the moment. Right now, that jumping 3 wide like that really hurt that middle lane. Not able to get back up there. You can see the benefits. Now here they come with a small run up to about second or third. About 3 wide for third, as a matter of fact. You know, Hennings going to try to make another run at it. Off of 4. He's got it for the moment. And he will get it. Bottom lane, not able to get that great of a push this time. And at the line, Brian Hennings leads his first lap officially tonight. Joshua McCullough slides into second behind him. Now we're going to see what Sipple can do with Buster right there. A little bit of a lag for somebody. Brian Hennings. Two big lags. We're back with them. No harm, no foul at the moment. Right now, as they run, biggest movers of the race so far tonight. Joshua McCullough up 10 spots to take the lead for the moment, but it's going to get hung out to dry 3 wide. Cameron Craighead up 10 spots. The 2 of Bobby Rochelle up 7. Nick Sipple just moved up to 9, so driver's already coming from the back, trying to make something happen here as working lap 9. Going to be working lap 10 here right now. 42 to go. See McCullough now trying to do something. That third line, nobody, I mean, they can get the run going up there and it works sometime, but then about time that third line forms up, people already bail out on it. As Hennings leads for his second lap of the race. Three different leaders so far tonight: Murray, Hennings, and Joshua McCullough. But really, for somebody like Sipple or Corbett, you're content to push right now as you see the 74 Hennings back down to the bottom of the track. You're content to ride. You know you can lead laps. You know you can be a contender at any point. Right now, the early stage of the race, trying to keep the truck clean, prepare for green flag pit stops that you know are coming unless there's a caution. A lot of times, green flag pit stops are the caution. You see McCullough desperately trying to get that third lane going. Right now, not able to get up there and make a run. See the two of Bobby jumps up with him. Brian Henning. Oh, a little bit of a tap. Keeps it straight. Right now, I mean, see Sipple there. Tries to get to the bottom. Almost wasn't sure if he was clear. So Sipple moves down in front of Blatcher. You see the middle line. Jeff Murray back out front. Oh, contact with Corbett. They save it. What a save by Corbett, but now it's going to really hurt that whole bottom lane. What a save. That was awesome. And had her 3 wide for a lead. Majority of the cars bottom lane. 5 cars in the middle and third lane combined. Right now, Cameron Craighead to the lead for the moment. That, of course, that save, it really affected Corbett, it affected Sipple, it affected Merck. As I say that, Craighead up to the third lane, not able, nobody goes with him. Here comes McCullough, dives right back down to the bottom. Back straight away, third lane dissipated. Majority of cars on the bottom, potentially by design, but whatever it may be, green flag pit stop, somebody has to assume. No, I think other drivers, they're going to do what Daniel Funkenham did last night. They're going to stay out a lap longer and try not to pit with that big pack that will come in. You know, short field tonight is capable of only 16 drivers. So, I mean, they're capable of making it work tonight, maybe, but you get 25, 30 drivers, and you know about half of them going to pit all at the same time. With a 48 of Cameron dropped all the way back to the 16th spot. Last car back there. Here comes the outside lane again. Murray stuck in the middle with Henning, and now Sean Corbett is going to lead down the back straightaway, but here comes the 30 of Jarrett Small. As you can see, the outside lane really gives up a lot. Joshua McCullough trying to pull that middle lane up now as the third line slips back. Sean Corbett led 13 laps in the Dega Pros race only a few minutes ago, and at the line, Corbett will lead his first lap officially. Here comes McCullough storming up the outside with Jeff Murray and Brian Henning. Kenneth McCullough Jr. showing up in the mix, running the fourth car on the outside lane. Great save last night at Daytona for the 03 after a bad push. But really, it was an up and down night for Kenneth. See his son Joshua drops right back down to the bottom, covering John Corbett. And here comes Merrick now on the outside, going to try to pull Brian, Kenneth, and Small with him. Daniel Falkenham has jumped up into that second lane, going to try to get a tow down the back straightaway, or front straightaway, I should say, sorry. Jeff Murray leads lap 15, and that would put him at 9 laps led tonight. Still single file. You see McCullough up the cover, the 60 again. Well, McCullough knows that 60 is fast. He knows that the 45 is fast. He knows that everybody here has a potential shot at it. We've seen in the past, you can lead the most laps, but it does not mean you're going to get the lead and stay up at the front and win this race. Nathan Harper led 13 laps a couple nights ago, or a few nights ago in a race at Daytona, but was not able to get it done. Malik Ray would actually tie him to win. So if that does anything, it's anybody's race. You see 3 wide again. Daniel Falkenham trying to come up the middle, trying to go 2 in a row here right behind the 03 of Kenneth McCullough. Right now, you look at the pit strategy link. 16 laps on this stint, so it's going to be soon here, probably within the next 2 or 3 laps. So we're really going to see how this green flag pit stops affects how this race goes. They get on there smoothly. That'll be great. There will be potentially another one coming as well. Oh! Here he blows the motor! Upside down! McCullough's involved! Smalls involved! The 74 upside down. Kenneth McCullough involved. Jared Smalls involved. Kenneth McCullough, you see the 74 immediately towing back. And you saw it happen whenever the motor blew. Talking about green flag pit stop, probably about 2 or 3 laps away before the engine expires on the 74. Go back and look at it. Man, once the motor blows, it completely kills all power. Nothing probably Kenneth could do here. We'll look at it here. So there, a little bit of that, a little bit of a delay right beforehand. You watch here real slowly. The motor's going to lose power. He's right on the 60s back bumper and then entering the tri-oval. There, so there's the brake and then boom. Then Kenneth nowhere to go. Daniel Falkenham barely squeezing through, but Smalls nowhere to go. Kenneth on his side. 74 completely up off the air. Good God. A lot of driver's seat of 2 of Bobby and Rachel involved in this. Let's ride on board with the 74. Very violent ride. Right on board with Kenneth McCullough through this. Good. Rewind it here. You'll see even better the reaction time. We size it up entering the tri-oval. And really, I mean, you don't know nothing. Like you don't know that 74 is going to blow up. There's nothing really 03 can do. You see Smalls coming through it. Damn, pace car was out. Damn, pace car was out before they quit wrecking. So Kenneth McCullough rolling here. Sean Corbett out front. Happy 4th of July, Lisa. So not how the 74 Brian Hiddings wanted his race to go. Hiddings is on track, 1 lap down again after having to use a fast repair. Bobby still in the pits, getting damages. Not sure what's going on with the 2 cars. Not in his pit box. So green flag pit stop spared this go round. After the 74, Bobby Henning blows his motor, triggering about a 4-car incident with McCullough. But getting McCullough involved. Jarrett Small involved. The two of Bobby Rochelle involved in it. But nobody out of the race at the moment. 74 is one lap down, but I'm sure he'll get that lap back. A few more drivers coming in, top off with fuel. Daniel Falkenham, one of them, trying to go 2 in a row. John Ward, Cameron Craighead. The 9 of Blatchard has been up front of Jeff Burrick. Everybody coming in to top off. I mean, if you're Murray, it kind of worries me. We'll be coming to the restart here. Sean Corbett will be your leader. Michael Wingo in second. Buster Malcolm in third. Jarrett Smalls fourth. Nick Sipple will be fifth. Daniel Falkenham in sixth. Joshua McCullough seventh. Cameron Craighead eighth. 64 Joey in ninth. Quentin Stenbach will round out the top 10. That was a great 17-lap run up until then. We're going to see if they can go. We're going to see if they can do it again. New faces up front. As far as Wingo and Malcolm and Small goes, well, Small was up there. Has been there up and down all night. Sean Corbett brings them down. Has led 3 laps tonight. He's about to lead his 4th one. We are rolling. Side by side for the most part. Now Wingo's going to slip side by side for second place. Next to Buster is Corbett now. Leading down the back straightaway. Buster dropping out of line. And look at Michael Winger. Somebody's blown up again. Buster Hennings. Second caution of the night, and this time it appears to be Terminal 4074. Look at it again real fast, see what happened. Probably a bit of some frustration. It's one about the only thing I can think of. Either that or something happened with his wheel. Regardless, the night is done for Brian Hennings. Screen froze. Regardless, about as quickly as it came, as quickly as we're back under green, we're back under caution here. Man, it really opens up a lot for several drivers. There's the drivers come in and pit, try to stack the field up a little bit more, just don't stay out. We'll see. Corbett, Smalls, a little bit of contact entering the pits between McCullough and Sipple. Falkenham's coming in. Michael Wingo stays out under this pit stop to maintain the lead. So to re-rack them now, going to be probably going back green here. 26 to go. Michael Wingo, Sean Corbett, Daniel Funkenham trying to go 2 in a row tonight. Jarrett Small, 64 Joey. That's your top 5. John Ward has snuck his way up into the top 10. Cameron Craighead in 7th. Quentin Stanbach in 8th. Jeff Murray, who has led the most laps at 9 tonight, in the 9th spot. And Chris Blatchard rounds out the top 10. See if we can't dial up Michael Wingo for a second here. Michael Wingo, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you there, good buddy.
Well, buddy, hard to say. It is a bit of a gamble here. Are you hoping for another caution, or were you pretty much thinking I just pitted, so why not just stay out and take the lead?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even go a quarter of a lap, so everybody's going to stop one more time if nobody crashes, so I'm going to stay out. I'm going to take his Toyota to the house.
I don't blame you, buddy. It'd be a hell of a way to start off to round off 4th of July tonight. Real fast, I'll probably ask you this question if I get the chance to interview you at the end of this race, but anybody want to shout out real fast?
Oh, shout out to my wife today, my beautiful wife, what she told me to say the last time, so I had to put that beautiful in there. All my buddies racing. Can't do it without them. But having a good time. Everything's going good so far. I don't want to jinx it.
All right, buddy. Well, hopefully we'll be able to talk to you at the end of this thing. Best of luck. Gonna let you go back down there now.
Bye, bud.
All right. Michael Wingo's going to be restarting in the first position. In order to do that, Wingo's got to hold on for 26 more laps whenever they come to that line and hold off a lot of hungry drivers. Sean Corbett, one of them. Jared Small's been at the front all night, has not officially led in that 30 tonight. Daniel Funkenham back there in 5th, trying to go 2 in a row. Of course, tomorrow night, the Inspired Racing League takes to Atlanta. So we'll worry about that tomorrow. MMS Money Racing tonight on tap. We're rolling. See the effect of only having 2 cars in that outside lane. Especially whenever the 2 does not get to about bumper to 45. It's really going to hurt the 45 and the 2. However, a little bit of separation for the bottom lane, not as hooked up either. So it may give somebody opportunity to jump up, probably Jarrett Smalls if he could, to maybe jump up the outside lane and try to pull him up. You see Cameron Craighead joins the duo up top, and here comes Small for the lead. Jarrett Smalls now trying to lead for the first time tonight. Daniel Fulgham slips himself into a top 5 spot. Second car on the inside lane. For 64, Joey's trying to go 2 in a row here. Look at Nick Sipple trying to pull that outside lane back up with Joshua McCullough at the line. Jared Small officially leads his first laps tonight. Evan Wingo immediately back with the side draft. Fulgham's going to go right with him. As you see the two of Bobby Rochelle trying to make something happen with Craighead up there in that third lane. A lot of jockeying around. Drivers trying to get in position. Still potentially another pit stop to come. But really right now, everybody's going to be really worried about pit stops in these first 2 or 3, 4, 5 laps. Everybody's worried about trying to get yourself to track position first. We'll worry about the pit stops when they get there. Michael Wingo coming down to lead his 4th lap of the race tonight. Small immediately jumping back out in front. Here comes a run from Corbett. Of course, and Corbett really knows that he needs to stay right here, right behind the 30. If you jump out, guarantee we've seen a lot tonight. Somebody going to make that third lane work. It's about a 50-50 chance. Somebody's going to go with them. Somebody's going to go, or somebody's going to leave you out. 50-50 chance. I wouldn't trust it when I'm running at the front all night. And the front straightaway, Wingo still leading. Daniel Fulgham running second. Jarrett Small third. Seeing 64 Joy trying to sweep the 4th of July weekend. One Dega Pros just a little while ago. With 23 to go. Right now, with 23 to go, never too early to put in. Never too early to put in your early race winner prediction. You can do that in the comment section or the chat session. Either that or shout out your favorite driver. Let them know that you're watching right now. Wingo still holding off a great run from the 30 at the line. It will be Small leading that lap. Here comes Joshua McCullough to the outside. But again, about as quickly as it came, it faded out just like that. He's going to take another swipe at it. Cameron with him in that 48 down the back straightaway. Here comes McCullough. Does the 9 of Blanchard step out with him? Does the 2 of Bobby go with him? No, they both stay in the middle. 22 to go. Right now, the intensity starting to ramp up more and more. Well, we saw it last night at Daytona. 3 wide constantly. I mean, you got some of the best drivers on the super speedway in this race to potentially get a win, earn a little bit of money in their pocket. Here comes McCullough. Back up to the outside, not able to get it done at the moment. Wingo still fending off, trying to fend off the 30. Well, right now, if I'm the 30 25, I mean, I know that outside lane, that third lane, they're going to get run down the back straightaway. But there's so few in numbers, I wouldn't worry really about McCullough being on the outside lane unless, well, you see Small now dropping down to cover Wingo. But I would not be worried about that third lane right now unless I'm in the middle and everybody goes up to the top. Well, then I'm a sitting duck. But right now, I wouldn't worry so much about that third line for right now. As Small was able to cover Wingo. Wingo dropping back just a little bit. Out of shape to the triangle. Keeps it straight. Daniel Fulgham has to go up to the middle lane. Through all this, Sean Corbin now takes the lead 3 by 3 for 2 rows deep. Down back straightaway, McCullough now trying to use that run on the third lane. So again, majority of drivers on the bottom. A little bit of separation on that bottom lane, though, could affect it, but not really no help in the middle or third lane. You see Cameron Craighead drops down to the bottom. Well, to the middle, I should say, leaving the outside lane. The driver to 48 trying to make up some ground. Green flag pit stops coming in. You see several drivers stay out. Corbett locking up the brakes. No black flags for any of the drivers at the moment. You see Falkenham in second. It was this move right here that got him to win last night. Saw him and Harper do it. Nathan Harper, who is not with us here tonight, unfortunately. Them and about 2 or 3 others did that very same thing, waited to the big pack pits, but right now, about it even is actually is the big pack. 6 drivers pitted under that last go round here. They stay out there. I know some of them were hoping another one would pit, but right now, and of course you gotta think if we go to our pit strategy Stentley, a lot of these drivers, they pitted right after. You see the little blue and yellow marks that are not highlighted with a number? That was because they pitted twice under one caution. So that little bit of extra fuel that they got pitting twice, you see they've actually done it 2 or 3 times. So that little bit of extra fuel might allow them to go maybe an extra lap or 2, possibly 3. We're going to see the pit here, 18 to go. Still no takers. Right now, pretty much what you can do is ride, hoping for maybe a caution somewhere. You look at the second pack, 35 seconds off, and they're not very organized. I mean, you got Corbett Ward and Kenneth McCullough, but you got the 64 off, barely trying to hang on to the draft. Quentin Stambach has actually lost the draft, as has Michael Wingo, and so you gotta think as far as Ward and Corbin and McCullough Jr. goes, it's going to be pretty much going to be the race whenever this lead pack pits, and I feel like they're trying to go as long as they can. I feel like they don't want to pit this big of a pack. 2, 4, 6, 8, about 9 cars. Yeah, 9 cars in this one pack, only 6 pitted last time. Still, I mean, even if 2 cars pit, there's a recipe for disaster. The more you add on, the more you add on, the more that you run the risk of wrecking. So we told you about Inspired Racing League tomorrow night, HGR. HGR returns Sunday night to the Raging Idiot Racing Network. So a lot of action to come this weekend. $15 to go. Still waiting on this group to pit. They went 18 laps prior on a green flag run, so still about 4 to 5 laps potentially of making it work. So really no effort to really make any moves right now. And of course, you know, single file, yeah, not a lot of action, but right now what these guys are trying to do, they're trying to set themselves up to the end. The more fuel they burn off, the less fuel they have. Well, no, I got it backwards. The more fuel they burn, and they need a full tank, and it will take them longer. But if they can only get by with just the bare minimum, not including an overtime, then, you know, at some point they're just trying to set themselves up to get in and out, because if they don't, Corbett, Ward, McCullough, Joey, all of them, they're going to be jumping all over. Here they come. A little bit of a lockup, clean. McCullough sliding through his pit, sliding to a stop, just trying to get on the pit road safe. So right now, according to the track map, which I will pull up, you see the 45 of Corbett just entering turn 3. This is going to have to be quick for this lead pack. You see Small overshot his pit box just a little bit. Driver's already rolling. Falkenham's coming out. The 60 and Mert, they're all coming out. So now Corbett and them's coming. Corbett, Sean Corbett, they will probably take the lead. Here they come now. That is your front four. So this is what really try to take less fuel so you can hurry up and get back out there. Falkenham and is going to blend back up. Going to try to block this huge run coming. John Corbett back out front. With John Ward, Kevin McCullough, and the 64 Joey in line. Falkenham and Sipple will blend in 5th and 6th and on back. Now, if you're that lead pack, you're trying to hurry up and get caught back up. Ward jumps out of line, blends right back in, potentially running hot. Here comes Falkenham and Sipple now up to the outside, trying to make something happen with 12 to go. Field. So right now, Field's out the window. You know, if you may have took enough for the 3 and 10 side green white checkered, assuming we get them, but one can assume right now they've got just enough for regulation. So right now, this is the race for the win. Here comes Falkenham to the outside of Corbett. Against Falkenham and Sipple. Sipple right now, only the 2 cars on the outside lane, really trying to make something work. So really, right now is Corbett's race right now, but McCullough, the moment he gets clear, I feel like McCullough's going to make a move. Right now the 03 does stay in line, clear for the moment. Here he comes up to the outside lane. Kevin McCullough has not let a lap all night. One of the best to ever come into the sim racing world in the money leagues. And Kevin McCullough has not officially led a lap tonight. Sean Corbett was able to lead that last one. So McCullough now trying to make something happen. Here comes Daniel Falkenham down to the bottom of the cover, denying McCullough the opportunity to lead a lap tonight. They say Sipple loose. Hang on to her, baby. He saved it. Right now, you're seeing it between these drivers right here. Jarrett Smalls overshot his pit box, was not able to get out in time. He has lost the draft. Buster Malcolm has lost the draft. Wingo and Stenbach 23 seconds off respectively. But right now, the top 10 have a chance of winning this race for the moment. A caution will change everything. Right now, Jeff Murray in the 63rd car in the outside lane, fastest lap of the race at a 49.563. A little bit of a late block by Falkenham, kind of stacked everything up for a moment. You see Murray actually stuck up there in that 3rd lane. Blanchard gonna go with him. Sean Corbett's led 8 laps tonight, 2 laps away from leading the most laps. But right now, Kenneth and McCullough, Daniel Falkenham side by side for the lead at the line. Falkenham only by inches. Daniel one has been quiet all night. McCullough goes up to cover 9-2 with John Ward, lost by mere inches in the Dega Pro race. He's one of them looking for redemption. The 64 Joy trying to go 2 in a row and sweep the 4th of July weekend on the Raging Idiot Racing Network. Well, 4th of July day, I should say. But to do it, you're going to take it away from Corbett and McCullough and Falkenham. Both McCulloughs, as a matter of fact. It is as far from over. Going to be 8 to go this time. Corbett looking to lead his 9th lap of the race. McCullough hanging on by inches at the line. Gives McCullough officially leads. Goes right back down to the... Here comes Joshua McCullough on that outside. Right now, I mean, Joshua's been trying to make that 3rd lane work all night. Has not had the help he needs. As you see, Jeff Merrick drops down to the middle lane. McCullough finally does. So McCullough leading the bottom lane and McCullough 4th in line. But Joshua needs help to try to get that 3rd lane to roll. Unless a massive checkup on the middle and bottom lane. But right now, 3rd lane's inoperable at this point. Buckingham trying to put that middle lane up. Now the outside lane. McCullough now at the line. Almost had to lead, but give it to Buckingham. Right now, 7 to go. Somebody, I mean, we keep talking about that 3rd lane needing help. Eventually, somebody's going to stick one of them drivers in the middle. You see McCullough going back to the 3rd lane, Buckingham down to the bottom. Now Sipple and Merrick has tried to bring only 2 cars in the middle, make the night of Blanchard. Will make it 3. Right now, bottom lane has the majority. If you're Falkenham, you're doing everything you can to hold on 2 in a row. Keith McCullough trying to return to victory lane. Another one, Sean Corbett also. Simple finished 2nd last night. God knows he wants to go up 1 more spot. 6 to go. And right now, I would be thinking, right now, if you're accustomed to seeing this series running, they're 2 to 3 wide constantly, especially with 6 to go. With it being a small pack up here, really everybody knows that they will not have the help they need to make a 3rd or 4th line work. So right now, that's why you're seeing them a lot of 2x2 right now. There's no help, but they know that whenever we get to 2 or 3 to go, intensity is going to pick up. It's going to be go time. 5 to go at the line here. So do not expect, I would not expect at least, them to stay single or 2x2. Right now, a great run by the outside lane, but Falkenham not able to clear just yet. Here comes Keith McCullough. You see Joshua again desperately trying to get that 3rd lane to work, doing everything he can to get a chance to get up there to the front again. And really, Joshua can get up there and gets clear. He's going to immediately drop right back down and try to cover both lanes. Working the side draft right now for the moment. Right on board with Joshua McCullough now. And watch how he does. See if he can really work the side draft as good as what we're thinking he's trying to do. That's what you got to do to really make this lane work when you're at a deficit. Right now, however, the 05 is dropping even more. Dropping even more because his help has bailed and Cameron Cricket. Sean Corbett now trying to resume the lead. Corbett, well, you heard him last night, very frustrated. It has not been a great month, really, for the 45 of Corbett. It's been there in so many races on this network, but has not been able to really get to victory lane. Something always would happen. McCullough now leads his 3rd lap of the race. Back down to the bottom. Cameron and Joshua are going to try the 3rd lane again. back straightaway. Ward now peeking out of line. They're running that bottom of the last was just the green flag pit stops, but now Ward trying to make so happen that yellow and blue number 92. Right now, Falkenham is covering McCullough and Corbett both. Sipple and Merrick trying to make something happen. Going to be 2 to go now. Like, it's starting to get go time here, folks. Take the retro. Oh, Kerry gets turned. Ward hard into the wall. Denida Blanchard takes it, is involved in as well. Not what these drivers wanted to see, and it will put us in overtime. Cameron Craig head immediately into the pits. The day is done as far as the win goes. Ward, that 92, messed up to no, not one. If you are Wingo, Stenbach, Rochelle, and Small, this is exactly what you wanted to see. Let's go look at a replay. Well, you know the 48 got turned of Cameron. He got turned. Hard to say how. We're about to see here. Comes down across the 9's bumper. Not clear. Hard into the wall by the 92. The 48, I'll go winning the 60, or the 69. What am I talking about? The 9, nowhere to go for Chris Blanchard. I mean, it was a vicious impact for both drivers, all 3 of them. Right on board with John Ward through this. Hard into the wall. 2023 PGR champion, a 7-time Intimidator Series winner. But tonight would not go how he wanted. There's right now. Bringing my mouse to work again. There we go. We'll go back live here. You see Ward still in the pits. Want to ride on board with the 9 through this, actually. We can get the replay up here momentarily. There's the view from the 48. Or actually, well, let's look at it from the 9's perspective. We can get that data up here. Chris Blanchard. Right on board with the roll bar cam ought to tell us something. And really, you know, it's the 48. He's trying to get to the bottom. He knows that that 3rd lane has not been working all night. And really, I mean, just a bad judgment call, but you got to understand the severity of it. We're coming into the go. And a potential payout on the line. Not really. So though it was a bad, I mean, it was a bad block ultimately, but you know, to understand the gravity of it. That being said, it will be the first of 3 overtime attempts. Wrong angle because I haven't got the roof cam set up yet. Ultimately, though, overtime coming up is probably going to get crazy. I had to use one last night. If you look at it, the running order is complete. The front 2, switch them around. Nick Sipple out in front. Daniel Falkenham trying to go 2 in a row. Jeff Murray's led 9 laps tonight. Still the most of any driver. Sean Corbett's led 8, and Jarrett Smalls led 8. Green Racket with the one in green here. Nick Sipple in first. Dan Fuckham second. Jeff Merrick third. Joshua McCullough, Jarrett Small. That is the top 5. Buster Malcolm, Kevin McCullough Jr., Sean Corbett, Joey, and Ward. That is the top 10. So that was a big break for people like Quentin Stanbach back there in that yellow and black car. They had lost the draft. Buster, one of them as well. Michael Wingo, it's going to, are they going to get to the front? It's going to be extremely tough. But do they have a shot at it? They do now. It's only fitting. Fireworks on the 4th of July. You're getting them here for the MMS Money Racing Series. Sipple and Falkenham brings them down. The first of 3 attempts at a green-white checkered in the United Rentals restart zone. We're rolling. Great start for the 75. About the best you asked for. He can cover the 39 if he wants to before that run comes. Will not get there for the Falkenham. Trying to get there. A lot of separation from about 5th on back. McCullough now going to try to look to the outside lane. The two McCulloughs hooked up right behind Falkenham. Here comes the outside lane. Falkenham with the lead for the moment. A lot of jostling. Maybe a little bit of contact. Corbett trying to get up there. Falkenham now to cover Sipple. The McCullough duo trying to make something in that middle lane. 3rd lane fading back with Wingo, Ward, and Corbett. They do not wreck here. We're going to go into the white flag. They can wreck all they want after the white flag. It will not throw a caution. Here comes Joshua and Kevin McCullough on the outside lane. White flag. Sipple lined up with Falkenham, but they got Merritt behind him. Small was not hooked up to the back of the 03. It's going to hurt the McCullough duo down the back straightaway. Right now, still 30 off of them. That's what Falkenham wants to know. The outside lane is not hooked up. Is great right now. So right now, the only thing Falkenham's got to worry about is Sipple gets clear. Here we go. Here comes the move. Sipple loose. Sipple's going to spin. At the line, 3x3. They're wrecking again, trying to wreck. Daniel Falkenham, 2 in a row. Two in a row, Daniel Falkenham right now on a hot streak. Holy hell, they all right behind him. Sean Corbett, Knight comes undone. Quentin Stanbach will be credited 4th place. And he'll celebrate that. Man, oh man. Daniel Falkenham will come to the front straight away. Ready to burn it down. Won the race last night. Wins again tonight. Well, we'll wait Falkenham to get in. to Discord for his interview. Gonna let him enjoy the moment, take it in. He gonna get the use out of it. Kevin McCullough credit was second, By Rochelle third, Quentin Stanbach fourth, Chris Blatchard. That is the top 5 from Talladega. Right now. Go ahead and get Daniel in here. Daniel Fogarty, Garrett Jenkins got a copy.
Yeah, how we doing?
Doing good, but not as good as you are right now. The motor just blew on the damn thing, but Buddy up at the front consistently did not lead as many laps as what we were accustomed to. Well, led 9, so you actually tied for the most laps led with Jeff Merrick. But Buddy, take me through the race and just how was your take on the whole thing tonight?
Yeah, very small field, so I did a lot of fuel saving throughout the race to see if I could just extend. It's something I like to do on these plate tracks. But I really got aggressive, got to the front when I needed to, and that was right after the last pit stop. We got in front, and that's when we started getting to racing up there. And thankfully, we stayed ahead of the chaos because there was just big old field explosion behind me. I guess they all just wrecked and everything, and we were the only one that came through and survived. So we were there, right place at the right time when we needed to, and we got another dub 2 nights in a row.
Yes, sir, buddy. It was a hell of a race. All in on, a little bit longer this time. Whenever we saw the first pack pitted, I figured that y'all would come in. Was it by design and try to go a little bit longer, try to take less fuel than what you need, or was everybody worried with a 9-car pack that there could potentially be the wreck that never came?
Yeah, I saw those guys pit right when the fuel window opened, and I was kind of skeptical because I wanted to leave a little room for fuel in case we got the GWCs like you saw, because all those guys that kicked off pit cycle, they had to pit when we went into GWC mode, and that gave up a little bit of track position. So thankfully, I wanted to wait a little bit, and thankfully a lot of the guys around me waited as well, so we could extend, and thankfully we pitted at the right time, because if we would have probably waited like one more lap, we probably would have lost those guys that were pushing really well. But I think with how big our group was, I think we wouldn't have had a problem anyway, but I felt like that was the right time to pit as soon as they were really gaining a lot of time after they got all situated, that small group out of the pits. So I think we picked the perfect time to pit, and thankfully we were able to stay with them and have a little race side of it to the end, and thankfully we came out on top once again.
All right, buddy. Well, you're getting accustomed to me interviewing you now, second night in a row. Way to start off the 4th of July weekend. So, is there anybody you want to thank, friends, family, sponsors, etc.?
Yeah, just thank you for putting on the broadcast. Thanks to Kenny for putting these races on. Thanks to everyone who comes on to races. I know it wasn't a big field. Obviously, it's 4th of July evening, so yeah, everyone's doing a lot of stuff. I know it's going to be a great weekend for everyone around the country. So, yeah, thanks to everyone who came out and raced. And, yeah, I hope everyone has a safe 4th of July this weekend.
All right, buddy. Congratulations again, second night in a row. Daniel Falkenham's your winner tonight. Appreciate your time, buddy. Good job.
All right, thanks, Garrett.
Yep. That being said, pulling in second place, Kenneth McCullough. Kenneth, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, buddy, P2, looked like you had it for a second, and then ultimately it just went away. Was there anything you could have done, or whenever they wrecked coming to the line, was that pretty much it for you?
Yeah, I think I had a good shot there. Nick moved up. Looked like he moved up a little too high. Josh got into him, and I was pretty much alone for the ride at that point, just trying to look for a hole. Would have liked to get that win, but I'll take a P2 any day.
Yes, sir, buddy. It was a great drive tonight. Really, was there anywhere at any point of the race did you feel like, I know that first wreck involving you and a couple other drivers, you had to take a fast repair. Was it at that point maybe just ride for the next majority of the race and then finally start making the move back to the front, or what was the mindset after having to take that fast repair early?
Yeah, Brian Henning blew up in front of me there. Wasn't much I could do. Wasn't much he could do neither. Wasn't too big of a warning there. But like say I had to just ride in the back and take my time. I couldn't go up there and race like I wanted to, not having no fast repair.
Yes, sir, buddy. I mean, still, I mean, despite all of it, great night for you tonight coming to home P2. Is there anybody you want to thank, friends, family, sponsors, etc.?
Yeah, thank you for doing the broadcast. Thank all these guys for showing up night after night, and thank my teammates out there. Josh there looked like he was in a good situation there too, and I think he got kind of knocked out the way there or whatever. But yeah, overall, thank everybody.
All right, buddy. Hell of a job tonight. And Kenneth McCullough Jr. walks out of here with a P2 finish. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Thank you, brother.
Yep. Being joined in the booth by somebody else. Melinda, you got a copy, buddy? Well, they left, so not sure what all that was about. Bobby Rochelle, we're going to see if we cannot interview him for P3. Bobby Rochelle, you got a copy, buddy? Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth.
Yes, sir.
Well, buddy, P3 effort. It was a great run tonight. Really didn't hear a lot out of you the majority of the race, and then perfect timing with the wreck on the last lap. What was your take on the night, and was it by design just to ride in the back for a little while?
Yeah, well, yeah. It was just to be safe in the back, and the pitting strategy was at the end, so it was just a good race.
Yes, sir, buddy. It was. It was an awesome race. Now, I will say you had a close call on the first caution when the 74 blew his motor. What were you thinking whenever you saw him come back up the track in front of you?
I was like, damn, how does he blow his motor up like that? But anyway, I just kept on trucking, and I can't wait to do it again. I've never won anything. I never win anything. I've been on Easter egg hunts. I don't ever find the Easter eggs. I've done lottery. I've done paper, scissors, rock. I don't ever win anything. This is the first time I've ever won anything in my life.
Well, hell of a job, buddy. Hell of a way to go through the night. First of all, pleasure meeting you. Don't think I've ever interviewed you since I started covering this series. So nice to meet you, by the way. And what I typically like to do, I know people's got friends and family, sponsors, bosses, God himself even watching the whole 9 yards. So at this time, if there's anybody you want to shout out or thanks tonight, the floor is yours, buddy.
Just Drop Home Millworks. We make cabinet doors and cabinets. My German Shepherd dog, and my old lady. Other than those three things, and I'm probably gonna go listen to the fireworks now, and I really can't believe I finished in the top three. I hope maybe one day I'll win one.
Yes, everybody. It was a great run tonight. Congratulations again. Bobby Rochelle comes in third. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Hey, thank you. Have a good night. Have a good fourth.
You too, buddy. Might have been a little bit premature in saying, because on one screen I have Rochelle in third, on the other one I have him in fourth. Regardless, see if we cannot get the driver who really had one of the most quietest nights. Quentin Standbot, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, how's it going?
It's going, buddy. It's going great. Right now, unsure. Well, actually, I can look real fast, see where you officially are. All right, so iRacing officially scores you as fourth, but wasn't the whole story tonight. It was a very up and down night for you. Can you take us through your night? And was it by design to ride around in the pits until you lost the draft on that last pit stop?
Yeah, well, yeah, that was kind of designed. I was working with John and those guys. We we picked a number. I don't even remember what it was. We picked a number we were definitely going to pit on, and we hit it. We hit it good. I slid right through my box by like 2 inches, and that probably is what lost the draft for me. Luckily, that caution came out at the last moment there and towards the end, and somehow was able to pick up all those spots on the bottom line. I don't know. The top line just died. And I don't know.
They
I
also
just
ran
stuck
right at
to
the
it.
line too. So
Yeah.
everybody blew up like a firework. Yes, sir, buddy. It was like I said, a very quiet night. Is there anybody? Well, I got one more question for you tonight. Honestly, tonight you ever salvaged fourth, but how does these short fields, how does that really affect the driver's mindset going into a race I know a lot of times we get maybe 25 to 30 in an MMS event. Obviously, the 4th of July probably affected attendance tonight, but how does it affect a driver and what moves he can make and how he can make them? Because we saw a lot tonight, the third line trying to get formed up, and it just nobody would go up there. So do you think part of that was because we only had 16 drivers, or do you feel like just the third lane was not able to really get nothing going?
Yeah, well, honestly, I never tried the third lane just because of that. It never did really get going. But my strategy was kind of hang back for towards the end. I personally like the smaller fields because you can kind of there's a lot more strategy going on. There's guys doing what we were doing, trying the short pit, and then you got guys. I think they kind of realized that the short pit was working, and they had to pit early there, and I think I like it. I'm not sure how the other guys would feel about it, but I like the strategy aspect to it.
Yes, sir, but it was a great race off and on. Strategy was actually a bigger part of it. Drivers pitting twice under a caution. Well, I've interviewed you before, so you know this question that's coming up. Is there anybody you want to thank? Shout out tonight, friends, family, sponsors, anybody in general?
Yeah. Thanks to John for letting me race with him, and Wingo and all those guys. I can't remember everybody. Corbett was working with us a little bit. It was working really good. Kind of sucks they got stuck in the top there on that last lap and weren't. I think that some of them got caught in that wreck. But yeah, thanks to those guys. Thanks for putting it on to you. Thanks to you for putting it on. And any of my friends that are watching right now. I think Asher was out there watching. Thanks.
Yeah, we got somebody. We got somebody. Mine of a 500. He was begging for the interview, man.
Yeah, that was him. Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations on a P4. Quentin Standbach comes from the back on the last lap to finish fourth. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. That being said, going to run through the final results tonight. So we were talking about the 64 Joey possibly going 2 in a row and sweeping tonight the Talladega Pro and MMS. Well, how about Daniel Falkenham sweeping both MMS races this week that has been covered on the Raging Idiot Racing Network? Falkenham, your winner tonight. Ken McCullough Jr. comes in second. Bobby Rochelle in third. Quentin Standbach fourth. Chris Blanchard will round out the top five. Jarrett Small, John Ward, 6th, 7th. And for Sean Corbett, man, my heart breaks for him. Up there at the front all night. Unfortunately, got shuffled on that last restart. He had to settle for 8th. Joshua McCullough ran up track and turned sideways coming to the line. Had to settle for 9th. The 10 of Joey. 64 Joey had to settle for 10th. Buster Malcolm in 11th. Michael Wingo, 12th. Jeff Murrick, who had a strong 60 car tonight. unfortunately was not a factor after the first round of pit stops. Was not able to get back up to the lead. He had to settle for 13th. Nick Sipple 14th. Garen Craighead involved in a vicious hit. Returned to the track 5 laps down. We had to settle for the 14th spot. 15th spot, I should say, sorry. And then Brian Hennings, after blowing his engine and having multiple mechanical and technical issues tonight, unfortunately, the night for him will result in a 16th position finish. At the end of the night, I hope everybody enjoyed the race. I enjoyed it. It was action-packed for me. At the end of the day, though, Daniel Falkenham right now on a roll with the 4th of July weekend. Going 2 in a row, up 16 spots. Kenneth McCullough, Barbara Shell tied for 11th, and then Quentin Stanbach up 9 spots. They are the biggest movers tonight. And as far as that goes, hope everybody enjoys the remaining 4th of July weekend. Still a lot of racing to come tonight. Inspired tomorrow night. And HGR makes its return. I will not be surprised we have another MMS race at some point near future Ortega Pros. Until then, I'm Garrett Jenkins. Thanks everybody for taking time out there 4th of July weekend to join us to watch MMS and Dega Pros tonight. And I'll see y'all tomorrow night for the Inspired race at Atlanta. Everybody stay safe. Have a good night.